Hey guys, I'm John with Hops and Brews, and today we're going to be checking out the latest from Drew Curtis, Will Wheaton, and Stone Brewing, the WootStout. So, like I said, we're going to be checking out the latest version of WootStout. This is a collaboration between Stone Brewing, Drew Curtis, and Will Wheaton.
Shut up, Wesley.
Shut up, Wesley? But shut up, Wesley.
I mean, God, how often did they do that joke brewing it? Well, anyways, let's go ahead and warp speed into this stout. This beer comes in at 11.5% ABV, 8 unavailable IBUs. It gets an average rating on Untappd of 4.13. With the intensity of an enormous mecha-Gargoyle, Stone Farking Wheaton WootStout is back. While an 11.5% stout brewed with pecan, flaked rye, and partially aged in bourbon barrels certainly stands out on its own. Over the years, Stone's Farking Wheaton WootStout has become one of the most anticipated annual releases, and not just because it's an astonishing flavorful beer concocted as a collaboration between Farks, Drew Curtis, nerd royalty Will Wheaton, and Stone Brewing's co-founder Greg Koch. It's the incredible art label adorning this beer over the years that has elevated to the pinnacle of beer geekery and beer geekery. This year's heroic artwork comes from Tom Raney, who has a history drawing comics at Marvel and DC, from X-Men to Batman. His label art depicts a superpowered mecha-Gargoyle ready to spring into action to protect the sanctity of great craft beer. All right, well, let's take a look at this WootStout. It's, well, black, that's for sure. It's got a nice khaki, creamy looking head, very finely packed. The head went down pretty fast. It retained just a little bit of maybe a finger for, I don't know, about 30 seconds. But it's holding a steady head right there. Ooh, that's got a nice chocolatey bourbon, and this is only, I think it said 1/4 aged in bourbon barrels. Oh yeah, and you can smell it too, so. I don't really get any pecan though. Yeah. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. Ooh, there's a, yeah, that's really good. There's like this sweet pecan, and I want to say like maple, but I know there's no maple in it. It's malty, it's chocolatey, like pecan candy right up front. And for the percentage, 11.5%, the body is fantastically thin. What I'm saying is you're thinking it's probably going to be thick, and that almost instantaneousness of sweetness makes you think, okay, this is gonna be thick, and you're like, nope, nope, this is a really easy, thin style stout. I mean, it's got body to it. Don't get me wrong, it's not water. It's got some body to it, but it's not as thick as you might think. Wow, that's really good, actually. Yeah, there's this bitter, dark chocolateness to it. It lingers. I really taste the pecan as it lingers, and the rye at the end also. It really comes in at the back end. Smell that pecan on your nose. Right there, like as you're about to drink it, you just smell, oh, that's a nut. You know, you just get it. A dark bitterness that is a very typical Stone stout. Those dark, like, German chocolates you would get. That's what this tastes like in the middle. And then at the back end, you really start to kind of taste like that oily, bittery dryingness of a pecan, and then rye too. the combination of those two really lingers on at the back end. So it's a really interesting, because you can taste 3 different stages very clearly too. And because it's not overpowering in any of those flavors, and the body's quite thin, it's actually quite easily crushable / drinkable for an 11.5% stout. I could easily find myself just glug, 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 glug at a barbecue or at my house grilling a burger, and I would probably be done with this bottle before the burger's done. It's that dangerous. They do different artwork all the time. Now this one, I know it's by a comic book artist, and sometimes they have their faces put in comic books, and I know Stone loves doing their gargoyle stuff. This one kind of felt just, okay, a little weak to me. And hear me out, okay? Okay, for one, the gargoyle on here. If you take a look, his wings seem awfully tiny in that perspective. And is it just me, or does that face basically look like Ultron from Marvel? I mean, it reminds me of it. So it's like Ultron with tiny bat wings in a crouched kung fu pose. It doesn't really look like a gargoyle stance. I don't know. Not my favorite art, but it's objective. And they do a different one every year, so I'm really liking that. I always dig when they do new labels all the time. Just like the description says, I kind of do look forward to seeing what are they gonna do. It's an interpretation every time, so. It doesn't knock away from the beer, really. I mean, you know, maybe if they did it in color, that'd be cool. You know, one of the other interesting things about this beer is this is the first year they've released it, I believe, in 12-ounce bottles. Before that, it was always these big bombers you had to buy, so it was kind of expensive. It was running you around, you know, $10 plus. Not to say that $10 for this quality of a beer isn't a great price, but still, you know, 10 bucks. This, an 11.5% quarter barrel aged beer, is coming in, well, for me, about $3. That's a fantastic price. $3 for an 11.5% quality beer like this? That's amazing. And as the more I drink it, there's sweet notes, there's bittering notes, there's pecan notes. It's just getting better. It's not the thickest, it's not the darkest, it's not the, you know, wowest. It's got some leggings on it. Got a really nice aroma to it. I mean, the more you get into it, the more nuttiness and wryness you start to smell. So, if you are looking for a great imperial stout that is somewhat barrel-aged, and you are a big nerd, Star Trek fan, whatever, comic book fan, beer geek, and really don't want to break the bank, the 2021 Drew Curtis, Will Wheaton, and Stone Brewing's WootStout. I do recommend picking up at least a couple of the bottles of these. If you can find them in the 12s, that's even better, because that's the perfect serving size. Get like a 4-pack, and they come in 6, so you can find them individually. See you guys. Hey guys, thanks for watching this video. Remember to hit like and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media stuff. The links will be at the very bottom of the description. If you end up finding yourself scrolling down there, go ahead and leave a comment or two. Have you ever got to try the Stone Will Wheaton Drew Curtis WootStout before? It's been around for, I want to say, 7 years maybe? Yeah. Have you ever had a good favorite year? Did you try this year's? Let me know if you plan on trying it. See you guys.